Can't be bad, can it? Can't complain. No. So anyway, I hope everybody is well, and I thought we'd just plant a few trees because mother-in-law's here to help. She's that little dot in the background, and yeah, it seemed to be a good idea while we got the help here. Now, we had a load of trees they've been waiting to go in, so we're putting them in now. That's what we're going to do. So we've already got some in, as you can probably see, where all these little white sticks are, where trees are. Yeah, some of the smaller, some of the bigger. Just depends how they came, really. So, yeah, I hope everybody is well. Anyway, I suppose I better do some work and help, I suppose. So, yeah, I don't know. Things we do, eh? So, yeah, we've got about 1,000 trees we want to stick in the ground. And we've got about 2 hectares, so, yeah, 2 hectares of land to put that on. Put them in, to plant them in. So, we've done about 400 trees so far, scattered around the place. And but we want to concentrate on this field now and get this field sort of like, well, all planted up. Now we did say we're going to put about 1,000, to be honest, 1,400 maybe, something like that, 1,300, 1,400 trees. We might be able to squeeze them in, but it's just, well, we think it's quite a nice idea, it's quite a nice plan, and it's progressing quite nicely. And if I can show you some, you know, you can see some trees over there that we're putting already, and over there, and we've got some on the other field as well. And it's yeah, I think we're gonna get somewhere with it. So I hope so. Anyway, I hope so. Anyway, who we got here at a minute? Anyway, let's have a look. I know it was a bit of a random one, and it's quite early in the morning, you know. But you know, we've got to get these trees in the ground, and thought it might be a good idea to do some live. So nice. What are those ones? Yeah, they all go down there, darling. Bonusclav. What ones are they? Are they, that's hazel, that one is, and that one's another, that's an ordinary willow, that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do we need any more over there?
No, I will.
Okay. Okay, then, yeah, take them over there.
Wherever, yeah.
Yeah, wherever. I don't think it really matters too much.
Mum, they can go wherever.
So yeah, it's all happening in the UK though, isn't it, as well? My mother-in-law, she managed to see the doctor here, because she hasn't been able to get to see the doctor in the UK, because it's all like phone consultations now, which doesn't help. And it just takes absolutely forever. My father-in-law's here as well. He's over there at the moment, being mauled by a dog. Yeah. Oh no, the dog left him now. He's laying on the wet grass. I don't know why he's laying on the wet grass that for. Oh, he's cleaning the lawnmower out. Okay, it's quite handy actually having them here, because they can, you know, he's setting to work. I shouldn't complain, should I? Really? Should complain. They're not too bad actually. They're alright. But you know, it's like you've got other people in your house. It's quite difficult sometimes. Not because there's, you know, just because there's other people in the house. Oh, here comes a Pandora. There's a Pandora. Here she is. Hello, Pandora. And Sebastian. Well, they both come to say hello. Where are you going, Dora? You're going to go and help? You're going to help dig some holes? And there goes Sebastian. Well, oh, sorry about that. Well, I'm going to go and put some more stakes in so they can put some more, you know, some more trees in. So I'm basically what I'm going around, I'm putting these stakes in. I paint the tops white so I don't chop them down with the old lawnmower. Yeah. Do you know what? Oh, one thing I have you heard though? It's them. Yeah. No, they're not. The ones that I send to Rwanda. They're not going to process them. They're going to have to stay there. And these sites are so, well, isolated out of the way. And have you heard about your honey? Honey? Yeah, your honey's full of sugar. Yeah, well, we know honey's got sugar, and we know that. But what added sugars? Yeah, it's been found, some tests have been done in the EU of British honey, which happens to be not honey. No. It's apparently sugars, as in like golden syrup. It's been added into your honey, and they found it's most honey in the United Kingdom. It's been blended in the United Kingdom, but because it's blended, they don't have to talk about the rule of its origin. They don't have to mark its origin because it's blended. How's that right, eh? And most of your honey apparently is imported from China. You don't trust the Chinese, do you? That would be a bit of a silly thing to do, wouldn't it? Anyway, so we've got a load of willows I've been putting here, because this is going to be like a rotunda type thing here around this old well. So there's a series of willows I got in around there. I hope you can hear us okay, because it's a bit windy today. And so I've got the in-laws and the missus is up there. They're planting trees up there as well. And I think the dogs are going to help in a minute. I can see Wally's here as well now. Yeah, I think is Wally digging a hole? I don't know. He might be. So what I'm just going to lovely and leave you for a second. I'm just going to go and stick these in the ground, but I'll keep it streaming. So don't go anywhere. Unless you really want to. You can go to the toilet. You're allowed to do that. Yeah. Put you a bit closer. Oh god, we've got to do some watering now because we can put the trees in. Even though it's been raining, sort of this. It's been one out in the fields, you see, so it's a bit nuts really. Okie dokie, there we go. Bum, bum, bum. Hello, Christopher Ellis. One from Romania. Oh, you've got something from Romania. I've never been to Romania, no. One day maybe. I'd like to go in the camper actually, could do that. Yeah, I'd like to go to Croatia, so maybe Romania as well. Maybe. Hello, Mellow Mellow, I hope you're well. Brexit could no longer be reversed as the UK joined Indo-Pacific Trade Bloc. Yeah, I know, CPTPP, pop, whatever you call that thing. The one that the United States, it used to be the CPP or something, I don't know. And the United States left it because of something to do with copyright issues, intellectual property rights. Anyway, they left it, and Biden said there's not even going to join the new one, which was set up because they want to get the United States back in because it's a massive market, you see, isn't it? Was it 23 trillion? Is their GDP in the United States? It's a lot of money. I think the EU is about 16 trillion, and the UK is 2.7, or was 2.7. Yeah, your debt's the same as your actual GDP now. So it's not very helpful. It's on par, you see. It's not very helpful at all. Anyway, we're going to put these stakes. I'll be back in a minute. Don't go anywhere. Where do these go now?
We need more sticks.
You need more sticks? I've got some.
I'll go get rid of these buckets and we'll get some more trees.
Can you put some sticks back with you? You got the trolley?
Yeah, I'll take the
Mind the white paint might still be wet.
Alright, there's one there, Marcus. Oh, someone has to get back.
Sit back, I'll sit back. On your hands.
Well, there's one tree there.
Go for fire. Oh, I think. Today or not today?
They're not they, what are they?
They're laurel.
Laurel?
Laurier. It's like a bay, but it's not.
That's too little.
I'm going to stick with it.
We've got one more, then we're going to get some more, and which one's the stakes?
Where would we put those ones, do you think?
No. There's one there, what the...
Oh, the sequence. Hello! Back again. Yeah, that's a bit of a random stream, this, isn't it? But just planting trees. I've got, like I said, we've done 1,000 trees, you didn't know already, on 2 hectares of land. Yeah, on this field here. But also there's another field actually that we want to plant on, which my dear missus is walking over to at the moment. So on the other side of the greenhouses, there's a big triangular field on there which we're going to be planting up. We're not planting all that field up, but we're going to plant about half of it up. Partly because the actual ground has got rock in it. There's like a vein of rock that sort of bleeds out to the end to nothing. So it's like there's no soil there. You try to get a post in there. We had to put the fence in, and it was a nightmare because the ground was like flipping rock. It was absolute rock. You get them in like a foot. It's just a bit of topsoil, and then it's just literally rock. So yeah, so I think it'll be metal post. Maybe I'll get the old Kango and stick a hole in the rock. Maybe. So I could do that. Mutual free movement for the UK and the EU citizens, supported by 84% of Brits in a stunning new poll. Didn't know that. Didn't see that one. Mellow. Thanks for that. Yeah, that'd be good. I can't see it happening though. No, why? We already know it's about 60% of people think it's a stupid idea, Brexit, don't we? Even in even the Bard, Google's chatbot is saying there's a stupid idea to, leave the European Union. So even the AI, artificial intelligence, I'd say it's probably intelligent, if you ask me. It certainly must be sentient. So, how revolting going in France. How revolting going in France? I don't understand that. How revolting going in France? What's that mean? Confused me. It's not revolting here. It's lovely here in France. Yeah, it's quiet. We're in rural France. We're in sort of South Central, in a limousine, and it's it's rather nice. Oh, Romania, not Rwanda. No, don't go to Rwanda. No. Yeah, I would like to go to Romania. I'd like to. We're getting the camper. I work on the camper yesterday because we need to get it CT'd. Like an MOT, and they were going to start doing a bit more touring. So it's been a bit crazy. Everything seemed to have stopped because of obviously the pandemic and what have you, and things. And I was so busy with the channel, and I haven't really been getting on with other stuff and going places. We haven't been going anywhere. We've been pretty, been a bit insular really, stuck in the mud. So my Stream Elements bot is running apparently. And there'll be French birdies. Oh, there'll probably be migrating birdies as well. We have got a lot of birds here. The hoopers are back. They go whoop 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 whoop. Weird little things. On our back window, what they do is when there's no food, we haven't put the food out for them. They tap on our window and put the food out for them. Every year they've been coming back, and every year there's more of them. So that's a good sign. So we're doing something right. And we've got a lot more birds. Since we've been putting the bird houses on the walls and what have you, and also in the trees at the back of the house, we've got considerable amount more. We've got more birds than we've ever had before. It's unreal. Every time we sort of walk to one end of the house, it's just like the bird tables and the boxes, the birds, they just scatter. It's like shoo, and they'll go, and then they walk back again. So they see a bit of movement. You see, they all flutter off. And there's a mixture of birds. We've got the hoopos. Oh, you got the usual sort of things, magpies, crows, and all that sort of stuff. All the usual stuff, but little things as well, like a variety of different anteater type birds. And then they've got the insect eaters. Sorry, and then we've got obviously great tits, blue tits. And the robins are out of the way now, but no, a bit of mixture anyway. And obviously sparrows. We have a sparrow infestation on the back of the house, on the south side of the house. We have some jasmine growing up the walls, and that is absolutely peppered in these sparrows. And about between 6 and 7 o'clock, maybe a little bit later, or while the sun's starting to go down, they go absolutely loopy. The noise is phenomenal. So and also we've got the other things like we've got some owls here as well in the barn. Not in the barn, on the barn, just under the eaves of the barn. Little tiny ones, that's what they call them. Well, they look tiny from down here anyway. But yeah, it's quite good. End of the day, we are rural, so obviously we understand that. So, Oh, sorry, I get you. Protesting. Oh, sorry, I mean protesting over retirement age, says I, the World News. Is that still making the news in France? Yes, it is still making the news. There is some logic in it, though, if I'm absolutely honest. And there is actually support for it. It's the same old story that you got in the UK. It's always those who shout the loudest that makes the most noise, obviously. And just like the Brexiters did, and they still do. And here in France, you've got the Gilets jaunes, and it's protesting for protesting's sake. But I do think it's a mistake. You want to keep your people on side, and you're not going to do that by increasing the retirement age, especially the young, because there's a massive support for the hard left here. And he's very happy to stir trouble. But it's all I think is a mistake. I understand why they have to increase the retirement age. It's still low, It's still low. It's not like the UK. It would be 68 soon. You won't be able to retire soon. As the Tories get their own way, they just want you to be served so you can actually just work to make them richer. At the end of the day, someone's going to have to pay them 1,500 quid an hour or 10 grand a day, aren't they? Somebody's going to have to do it. So, yeah, it's a bit mad. So, how are revolting going? Yeah, I get your point now, my friend. I hope it isn't too windy, because it's obviously quite windy at the moment. So then it's a bit, like I say, it's a bit of a random one. I won't be going for too long. I thought to show that we are still planting the old trees and what have you. And I've got my little worker ants, worker bees. Here comes one for a couple of trees.
And did you tell them that your mother-in-law over there is 82 years old?
Yeah, she's no hang. I mean, she's my mother-in-law.
She's 82 and she's got a chest infection.
She's out here digging holes. We've got her digging holes, and she's 82 with a chest infection. She's been to the doctor, suppose she's got a chest infection. But she's digging holes. She's not finished off, you see. Don't know why, because there's no inheritance. Damn. You could join Schengen just like Norway, yeah, and Switzerland. Although Switzerland's but they're always kicking up a fuss, aren't they? They're never that happy. Hello, Inaka Compo. Buenos dias, senor. Hey, vous. So I'm just scrolling up. Have I missed anyone? No. So yeah, I've only got 2 people there at the moment. Anyway, I hope I'm on the right channel. I think I am. But it's probably because I've used all my notifications up. So yeah, it's what you got there? What one's that?
It's Laurel.
Oh, that's Laurel, Hazel, Laurier. Bit of a mixture. So we're planting a variety of different trees here. We've got all the usual ones, all the usual culprits. We're doing a lot of native trees here. We've got oak, silver birch, a variety, 4 different types of willow, laurel. What else was there? Blackthorn, hawthorn. Oh, do I remember now? Obviously oak, chestnut. It's a bit of mixture anyway, it's a bit of everything, yeah. It's a right old mixture of trees. Have you done that yet? Oh, we're live again. I don't know what happened there, just I'm in the middle of the field at the moment, so I'm relying on the 4G, so it's probably not great connection. So, yeah, so your honey has no honey in it, apparently, according to tests. Well, it has honey in it, but it's diluted honey. You've got the chat, not ChatGPT, but the Google one, which is the Bard. They call it Bard, or Bart Simpson, but Bard, and it's that one's saying that Brexit is shit. I happen to agree with it, I must say. You've got Gullis going about telling everybody that the refugees need to go in tents. Perfectly acceptable accommodation, he goes. Jonathan Gullis. How the hell does that man a Lincoln MP? I just can't get into my head that he was a teacher, teaching your children. That's just... The man is horrid. Absolutely horrid he is. Well, I suppose I better stick some more steaks in, better. Blimey. We've got about 30 trees we're putting in today. You know what? I could make it a lot easier. I got a post hole borer. Yeah, that one of the big drill things for the ground. But it's just fun watching them dig holes. Are we horrible? I think so. There's another one's there? Okay. You've got quite a few already though, haven't you? So here we're standing here, this is going to be, these willows here, we're going to train these ones around here. So they're going to be like an arbory type thing going over top of that well. And the idea is obviously it creates a bit of a shelter as well, but also be a dense habitat for the birdies. So it'd be a good place to put the bird houses. I think so. Now, if you wonder how we power our house, I can show you actually. Over there is our solar panels. So there's 2 bays of solar panels there, and they provide electricity, and we're doing self-consumption in the sense that it's basically just goes straight to the house, and we use it. Saves an absolute fortune. It really does. And that, along with the solar panels on the roof for the hot water, that makes a massive difference. That's a no-brainer. That is. If you can have solar hot water, do it. Sure. It's nonsensical not to do it. It's just, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I might not sometimes, but I realise that. I understand that. Who's this idiot? What's this idiot talking about? In the 1930s, the Tory soil law stopped the boats. It's a last ditch attempt to revive the flagging culture wars. So, say the Tories, so they can win the elections. Well, it's like, well, Richie Sunak, his missus is tied to that child care thing. It's got shares in it. Yeah, yet again, they're doing whatever they can to feather their own nests. Now, I've mentioned this before about Shatty Murty, you know, Richie Sunak's missus. She had a company called Mrs. Wordsmith, and I think that's like a typing pool type company. So basically, they did copy. You know, that's probably all going to be done by ChatGPT now. But anyways, writing copy, and it was a relatively big business, and it was failing. And post-Brexit started going under. They were in debt, heavy debt, and it was on the verge of bankruptcy. Then comes the COVID loans. And she got like, I don't know, 2 million quid from these. I think it was about 1.8 or 1.5 million pounds for this COVID loan. Yeah, but that year, I think it was that year or the year after, the company went bankrupt for for 15 million pounds. So there's all these creditors, all these people that are supplying services, plus people's wages and stuff like that, probably didn't get paid. 15 million. And obviously the COVID loan won't get repaid either. This is why he was the Chancellor of the Exchequer. That's what these people are like. He's flipping Richie Sunak. Smarmy snake he is. Absolute snake. He might say all this stuff and has all this sort of like pleasantries and all that. Oh, we've got to do this because of that. Oh, we've got to stop the boats. We've got to break the cycle, he says. Break the cycle. No, it's not going to work. Otherwise it would have done already, you know. You're not going to deter them. Not like that. You've got to provide them with... You're going for a drink? Oi! Slave! What are you doing? Where are you going?
Well, you can put some in.
Slave! They're this lazy devils. Anyway, I think I'm coming for a drink. I'll put my steaks in first. And then I'm going to... Yeah, I'll put steaks ready for your next batch. Anyway, I suppose I better put some steaks in. What have I done with my mallet? Mally's mallet, there we go. Yeah, it's been laying in, it's got a bit rotten. So yeah, it's a bit crazy, isn't it? These people, they just, they're happy to... Is it raining? Not today, no, but it's very, well, actually, look at that cloud up there. I think we're going to get some rain. I think you might be right, and it's very windy as well. So I won't be a bit surprised. Hopefully that'll help water the trees in. Our water table's very high at the moment here. So obviously there's a fair bit of water here anyway, because obviously there's a well there, so the water table's going to be relatively high. You wouldn't put a well somewhere where it's dry, would you? That'd be a bit stupid. So it's so what I'm going to do is I'm going to meander about, and I'm going to chuck some more stakes in. So I'll just stick the camera that way there. But you can see, just purpose of the stream, I suppose the purpose of the stream was to, I suppose it proves that we are actually still planting trees. And if you want to be a part of it. There is a GoFundMe link down below which you can buy a tree, and we'll put a tree in the ground on your behalf. But also we make these state signs as well. We'll start putting the signs out. The smaller donations, the little tags are going on to some of the trees, but also we're making signs as well. You've probably seen us make them on another stream actually. I haven't put them in the ground yet because I want to wait until the winter was over before, you know, to get another season. There's not a lot of point putting them in over the winter season because they're just going to deteriorate, aren't they, quicker. So I want to make sure they're perfectly dry and what have you before you start putting them in. So they'll be going in very soon. And yeah, anyway, so what we're doing is we're putting signs with the trees, or it could be a memory of a loved one or whatever, you know. So anyway, I'm going to put some more stakes in because this has brought me some more stakes. Back in a second. Well, I'm calling them stakes. They're really markers, so I don't chop the trees down with a tractor. When I'm cutting the grass. Oh, hello there! Oh, there. I messed that up. They're just markers, just so I don't chop them down with the tractor. So I can see them. I'm cutting the grass. But my motor broke. Shh, mellow, quiet. I am. They're all over here. They are scattered. They are. That's where the digger comes in. He says that Marx is burying the Tories. Reminds me of the movies, The Kings of Times, where they used to bury you if you did not obey. Oh, the king will pay the tax. What with premenuptia? What if you refuse to premenuptia? Premenuptia. You know, when you got to allow the nobles to fornicate with your missus. Yeah. To breed out poverty and all, not poverty, but to breed out the serfs. You up for that? No? Does anyone want Jake Rees-Mogg? Hello, Pete Henderson. Richie Sunak is beautiful. Beautiful though. The Sky's News thumbnail picture of him with the fluffy hair and smiley face. Forget about it. Oh, Richie Sunak, he's a freak. Sorry. Well, I was a freak, but crikey, those ears. He's like a little wingnut. That's what he's like. He's like a little wingnut. He's a pocket-sized PM. He's not a very nice man. No. And I was going to do videos about him before, because I knew there was something fishy about this geezer. And I was right. I didn't at the time, though, because this family is very rich. Hence emphasis and that, you know. End of the day, she earned, like, what was it, 15.3 million last year? You know, and wasn't paying any taxes until recently, apparently. But who's seen the evidence? Who's seen the evidence of a Shatamurti giving up her non-dom status? No, I haven't. Have you? Well, I think we deserve to see the evidence. But I don't understand why no one is talking about the corruptions going on in number 10. I mean, like, for instance, Richie Sunak himself. That man is bent as a dime bob note. I actually think he's worse. I think he's worse than Boris Johnson. I think it's out the frying pan into the fire. Boris Johnson's an obvious crook and he's kind of like the bit of a madness about him, you know what I mean? Horrible individual, obviously. But Richie Sunak is all those things, but worse. He is so corrupt. It's all about that. And it's doing it behind this, behind this 400,000 for that blooming swimming pool. 400,000, even got the blooming electricity upgraded so you could heat it. And there's people who can't even afford electricity. They can't even bake a potato. There's people like him skimming it. That's what they're doing, constantly skimming money from the taxpayer. They're just absolutely disgraceful bunch of toe rags, the Tories. Now, until I started doing this channel, I didn't really pay much attention to politics. I'll be absolutely honest with you, I just got on with my work, as you do. And it wasn't until Brexit, I kind of thought to myself, well, something's fishy, this is a bit odd. Then I started this channel, and then I sort of learned, and you realise that this just is not right. And it can't be allowed to continue, but it is. None of them have got any decency. You had Theresa Kofi in front of a select committee yesterday or the day before, and she totally disregarded questions regarding food poverty. She just, to the point of calling, I don't know the guy's name, but calling the bloke pathetic for asking the question. Oh, you're pathetic, she goes. Pathetic. So he returns, you're pathetic. And she goes, no, you're pathetic. No, you're pathetic. No, you're pathetic. I was a bit like that, it was bizarre. Never seen anything like it. And then you got Dominic Raab, paying his respects he was to Paul O'Grady, who sadly died. What a loss. Hell of a loss. Yeah, Lily Savage. And there he was, paying his respects. And he had to go on about wokeism. Does he actually know Paul O'Grady? Because Paul O'Grady was a working class geezer. He really was, you know, the pillion, and he's yeah, he was a working class geezer, and he didn't have any time for the Tories. Do a search on YouTube. There's plenty of little clips of him slagging off the Tories, and Margaret Thatcher, for instance. You know, he was there in the riots. It's Paul O'Grady. He was a salt of the earth, Paul O'Grady. He really was salt of the earth. He's a big loss. So yeah, 67 years old, and he's gone. Yeah. But yeah, if you think about Paul O'Grady, he spent his life and been oppressed, I suppose, by others. Because he was very flamboyant, and he made sure everybody was aware. You know, and you talk about LGBT communities and stuff like that, and him in his own campaigning as Lily Savage, she in this case, but quite hard actually. You've got to remember she's which. Paul O'Grady is a bloke. Lily Savage is a woman, but the same person. Oh my God, it's confusing. But I remember growing up with all this stuff, you know, in the sense of oh, crikey. Dame Edna Edridge, Lily Savage. Yeah, and that's hilarious. We thought it was absolutely fantastic and funny. But even the right-wingers did. They thought it was funny. And now they're out there protesting against him because they're reading blooming stories about bunny rabbits to children in schools and places like libraries, places like that. Where's the flipping harm in that? There ain't any. There's no harm whatsoever. And even on this channel, I had people commenting on this channel because Yusuf, who's Muslim and that, in his family, I think he's Pakistani, who's now he's the first minister for Scotland, and okay, obviously got no problem with that at all. But they get comments, oh, God, what's Scotland got to do now? They've got a Muslim in charge. I thought, what? No. Some things I can put up with some stuff, but racism is a step too far. It really is. End of the day, we're all different, aren't we? You know? We are all different. We all have different ideas. I understand everyone should have a voice, even those nasty critics. Everyone should be allowed to have their voice. But they do need to be put in their box occasionally. Yeah. What makes me laugh is though when I get those sort of comments, or if I go on to do a bit of trolling on other people, other channels, right-wing channels, I really struggle sometimes to understand what they're saying because it's illiterate, a lot of it. I dare I say it, but they are. And my English is not great, as you probably noticed. No, and it's like, what? What's that mean? No, they're using the wrong there's and here's, and it's just painful. I understand some have got dyslexia and stuff. Obviously, I get that, but some of it's just this ignorance. A lot of it's just ignorance, and certainly aren't woke because they're not socially aware. That's the other thing. Weaponising that term, wokeism, weaponising it because that's what they've done. It doesn't even mean what they say it means. Not in the slightest. It's just social awareness. You know, you open the door for somebody because you just feel you're being decent, chivalry and all that. That's you being woke, really, being awake to other people. And okay, originally it was aimed towards black community, black, communities and all that. But it basically means social awareness and being aware of everybody else that are around you, wherever they're from or whatever side of the political spectrum they are. It shouldn't really matter, should it? But no, it does. I find it quite painful sometimes when I hear some of this stuff, and it kind of, it's a bit sad. It's a bit sad. It really is a bit. I think it's very sad actually. But also, I'm not a religious man. You probably know this already. But you know, racism breeds racism, doesn't it? That's what they say. Hate breeds hate. Evil begets evil, and that's in the Bible. So they've got to be very careful. Even me doing this channel, and when I'm trolling people and stuff like that, sometimes I get a bit infuriated, and I think, and you say things you think maybe I shouldn't have said that really, and because all you do is stoking them up. Maybe they deserve it. I don't know, but you know, sometimes I've got to tone it down a bit. I don't know. Maybe not. I've got more stakes to put in, you know. Anyway, I didn't check the chat, have I? Did you? It's not going to be a very long stream anyway. So the Randa Fly, the Dream of Cash from the Humans, a Leaky Sue. You know, because obviously she's. That's the other thing in it. The stuff that she had, well, she basically got sacked for, doesn't seem to be a problem anymore. You know, Sunak rehired her like a week later when he got in, after the letters rotted away. Well, the Dream of Cash, Four Humans, Leaky Sue, Pretty Patel are evil, and all the Tories together, and they are monsters. Now led by donkeys. Yeah, for God's sake. I've got to give led by donkeys their dues. Oh my God. They're brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I loved it when they got Shuttle Moan's boat and renamed it. They changed the name from what's that? Miss Moan or something silly, like Lady Moan, to Pandemic Profiteer. She stuck a big sticker over the top of it in the same colour as the boat. So they obviously knew what colour the boat was. So it's like a big quick go on from a dinghy. They did it from a dinghy. I thought that was quite comical. I hope it took all the gel coat off when it was removed. I hope so. That woman. These people are just horrible, aren't they? They really are horrible. So Richie Sunak is accused of conflict of interest over his wife's shares of childcare agency. That's correct. That benefits from the budget policy. But this is not the first time that's happened, is it? Shatamurti, she benefited, like I say, from COVID loans. There's the other thing as well, wasn't there? What was that? Oh, it's been various things. And don't forget, there's still Infosys still operating in Russia. And she gets paid from Infosys. Most of her own businesses have gone bankrupt. Her money comes from Daddy. Yeah, she's got like 3% shares in it or something, and there's accrues crazy amounts of dividends every year. So 10 to 15 million in dividends. So yeah, she's making huge amounts of money just because of Daddy. And Daddy's still operating in Russia. Infosys is still operating in Russia. So it's totally immoral and totally wrong. But they're there. You know. There's pictures all over the internet of Shatamurti, her father, her mother, and Putin, all together, having a nice time together they are. Yeah. All buddies. And then there's Richie Sunak. Gordon Mello is accused of blocking new asylum centres as the Chancellor. He did, didn't he? That's true. I think I saw it in the papers yesterday. This is just getting absolute... That's crazy. It really is. So, oh dear, I don't know. I really don't know where we're heading with all this. Hopefully, just hopefully, we're going to see the Tories pushed out. You know? I don't think we're ever going to rejoin the EU, and you know, I can't see it happen, unfortunately. Not in my lifetime, anyway. So, yeah, it's a bit sad. It's taken away from our children, isn't it, you know? But then again, I suppose they've got bigger worries, haven't they, with the environment and all that, you know? That's why this sort of thing's important. If we get more people doing, you know, planting up bits of land that they're not using, such as this piece of land and that piece of land over there, get them planted up so there's more habitat. Because even though I'm surrounded by wooded areas, they're not safe. Because areas like this, they keep big clearances. You know, like it's a bit like when the travellers try and sell you a carpet, but they cut the middle out when you roll it out and there's a big hole there. It's a bit like that with a lot of these woods. If I fly my drone over there, there's big open, big clearings in there. And it's every single year they're taking another flipping chunk. They leave all the perimeter so you don't notice, but then there's massive chunks of trees being you know, chopped down. And we're not just talking about small clearances or management. We're talking about actual clearings, like the elephants have been in and you know, pushed all the trees over. That's what it's like. And it's whereas this here is obviously relatively safe. While we're here, the trees aren't. Nothing's going to happen to them. You know, and eventually it will become dense. So it'll be, you know, hopefully more like that over there. You know, because we plant quite a mixture of trees anyway. So it's yeah, mainly willows at the moment. Mainly willows, but I've got a lot of oaks, a lot of silver birches, birch. What else was there? Oh crikey, a variety of different elders. Alder, black alder, laurel, and some decorative ones. We've done loads of fruit trees as well. So massive fruit trees gone in. So it's all about providing habitat and food, I suppose. Not necessarily for us, but for the animals. So it's like in the garden, we overproduce food in the garden because then, there's a bit for them and a bit for us. So like from berries and stuff like that, we've got a load of a variety of different canes, fruit canes that going in as well. We've got them propagating at the moment. It's like a lot of blackberry, thornless blackberry, not just like the brambles, and raspberries and various other fruits, but also sloes and anyway, a big variety of different plants. To create that kind of mixed habitat. Brexit disaster, warning the NHS, dentistry approaching the end of the road as Bupa to shut 85 practices impacting. Whoa, didn't know that one. Cheers for that, Mello. Yeah, you're talking about that. Actually, my father-in-law's been having his teeth done in the UK, and the practice they ain't finished it yet, and they've gone under. So, what happened to your dad's dentist? Did he say the practice closed? Your dad's dentist, did they say it closed? Your dad's dentist?
Yes.
It closed, didn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so they didn't finish doing what they need to do.
No, it's cost him
1,400.
1,600.
1,600, is it?
Something.
Anyway, so you think about 40, I think he said 1,400 earlier, but £1,400 that's cost them. And now they haven't finished the work and they've gone bankrupt.
He's nearly 83 and
He's an 83-year-old pensioner. So it's the thing about a lot of these dental practices is especially with the NHS ones, they don't get enough money from the system to be able to cover it's not viable for them. And it's a problem. And it's just like the childcare in the UK. Mello's mentioned about Shatmurty making a huge amount of money, probably from shares and stuff from this childcare practices because of the acts of this government. But it's not just people like her, but also like childcare in the sense. I think there's a video about it actually the other day. And that was live stream, didn't we? We talked about it in the live stream a couple of weeks ago, where the money's coming in from childcare aren't enough to cover the costs of childcare. So the money's that going to be from this extra, the 30 hours a week, and it's being added to the 9 months to 3 years. And the problem is that they're not going to be able to subsidise it. The government's paying a certain amount per child, but they're apparently losing £2.50 per hour per child if with this government plan. So they'll just push them under the ground. They'll just push them in, they'll go bankrupt over it. And that's what I said before. Those on who are subsidising it, in the sense, those who are paying, such as you've got 2-year-old kids and you're paying full whack per day for your child. And now it's going to be paid by the government, but not the full amount. And the childcare provision's not allowed to. We're live again. Don't know what happened there. I got connected. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna. I need to go and have a drink and that. So I might come back live again in a minute. I've done 50 odd minutes. So but we'll go off now. So, yeah. Right. Anyway, thanks for watching. I might pop back live again in a moment, but I need to charge his battery up as well. Okay. Ta-ta.